Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's TK, and today we're gonna dive back into the past and see how this super BARCH strategy will still do in the current meta. We're gonna dive into a lot of warden ability blimps, so without any further ado, let's dive in. Alright, first space we have this space that was from Blueprint. What we're gonna do is we're gonna actually send the warden with the blimp. Now, I'm gonna do this a lot, and on the attack that I don't do this, you're gonna see what happens. So, we have the fireball on level 19 in this attack. I'm bringing it to level 20 so I can bring you, different videos so you can see the fireball and see if you want to upgrade it. But the fireball is sometimes good and sometimes not worth it with that warden ability. Where you can see we damaged a few things, we damaged the king, and now we're gonna land into the empty area. We're gonna find actually the tornado, but look at my clone. I'm gonna clone in a way so we don't clone the goblins, even though the goblins were there right in front of the archers and stuck next to the wall. Now, we're gonna go ahead and have this warden kind of joining us, but unfortunately, it did pull the poison tower, which is not really good, but still, we're gonna get the value I was looking for. Maybe the multi inferno I was looking for it, but it doesn't matter. Now, Titan for the CC, and again, this is where now you dive into the space with all your force. But we got the mini warden, the apprentice warden, so it can help us with that HP boost that the Root Rider kind of got nerfed, so we need that HP boost even though we don't have the Warden as well. So now you can see the Root Riders will eventually path to their core because the defenses on the left side were gone. And now in this attack, we don't necessarily need the Queen till the end of time, Queen can just be in the core. The King's Gauntlet can clear the rest of the attack. And guys, I'm gonna put my ability level. So this account that I'm doing these attacks is basically just for you. Not everyone has maxed abilities. I have such a low abilities in this account, and my fireball is even higher than all the other abilities. So, you can see what I'm doing with this account currently. It's just to bring you the videos and be like you, basically, because a lot of people can't and have those abilities max. They can't spend money, they can't play maybe that much, but in general you can see the world champion on the bottom side. We're gathering into the single inferno. If you have the hug puppet and the haste vial maxed out, drop them both together. They're working really well. And if you have the shield or the haste puppet maxed out, drop them both together. If you don't, you can have the royal gem and the haste vial. But let's move on. Now, up next, we have a ring style base, and this was quite interesting because me personally, I couldn't find the very perfect value for the warden ability blimp, but I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm gonna go ahead with a few loons on the right, rocket loon on the left to take this altar tower out, and now the next group of rocket loons to go deep. So we're gonna go with that warden ability to damage everything in that area. So now we are moving forward, and the archers won't shoot backwards when this invisibility tower is off. They will not go that much left and right. They will just stay where they want to stay. Simple as that. Now we're gonna pop one or two ice golem here. It's unfortunate, but still something we can't do anything about it because the ice golems are close by and the warden is on air. You can see archers shooting down the town hall. We're gonna go ahead and take down the inferno tower as well. And this value is decent. I'm not gonna lie, it's a decent value with that fireball. I tried to pull the warden, but unfortunately it's not getting pulled. But now look at the rest of the base. We got double multi cannons, sorry, ricochet cannons. We got double expose, another spell tower, a full Tesla farm on this side, which we do have the electro titan, and that's really good. And then we have the scatter shot, of course, the single inferno and that monolith. This is a lot of defenses that we're gonna go through without a warden, eternal tome for our heroes, and low level abilities, just to make sure I keep saying it so you guys don't think it's just about abilities. No, it's about the root riders making those paths nicely, tanking enough for the heroes to keep their abilities for the end. You know what I'm saying? So it's a really good thing to know how to have these root riders alive. You can keep freezing for those, single damage defenses. So keep opening walls. You can see the queen is enough. I don't need her anymore. She can just get me the monolith. That's it. I don't need her to be for the end of the attack. And now with a few things on the lower side, do you guys really think we do need the royal champion? Well, no, honestly, no. And this wasn't an attack where I found a very good warden ability like Blimp, or I found, let's say, non-warden ability Blimp value, which was crazy. No, this was a regular warden ability, and the regular hit afterwards, and we swag the freeze and the royal champion. This is how strong this army currently is. But let's move on to the another base. Now, this is the base I told you I'm not going to use the warden just because, as you can see, I just didn't see the value. The defenses were separated in a certain like areas of this base that if you use a warden ability on any side, you're not gonna get much. So the best way is to use a few rockets and then the blip. And look at these rockets taking down those defenses, and of course finding traps. Giant bomb blew the goblin, so that's why whenever my wall breaker opens the wall, I know nothing is alive and I'm free to clone whenever I want to. Simple as that. These archers will take out a few defenses nicely, and this attack, actually, even though we had the warden with our heroes, it's going to come a bit more closer than you think, so I'm gonna give you the tips of what to do to not have it this close, but still, maybe I made a few mistakes. Pulling the CC on the side, and then we can drop that Titan for it, because yeah, it's triple ice, guys. You don't want to spend barbarians. If it's only one ice golem, you can spend barbarians. Anything else, you can just drop the Titan and start your attack. I went with the queen, ice golem, then the root riders to tank for that's a single inferno. We're gonna go with the king warden, everything basically this side. I really said I made a mistake. It was because of the apprentice warden. I wanted to keep it for my champion, and that one Tesla is actually gonna miss my champion pathing. I dropped it a lot earlier, and she's actually not gonna go to the single inferno, which I anticipated, and she's gonna go to the core, so a bit less HP of her later on. Now, this is where, depending on your root rider HP, you pop that warden. You can see we're clearing a bit things in the core, and that may just be one of the worst things about the warden eternal tome and that what you call a fireball, because now there's nothing in the core, so the root riders wouldn't path there, and the heroes are keep pathing around. This will cost you time, and this will cost you a wrong pathing. That means if there is something in the core like a monolith or something left in the core, they would take you out so much faster. So that's why I don't know if I like having the warden with this army anymore. And before, what we used to have was this warden with the heroes, just because the king's gauntlet was glitched, if you remember. So you pop the warden and you catch the king inside the warden ability, it would get glitched and it would finish the base off really crazy way. And now you can see not much value from that, king gauntlet. We just beat through a few walls. Simple as that. Now, a few barbarians on the lower side to take down the single inferno. There was no splash damage defenses, so I went for it. And now the queen can have access to the last compartment. So it's a very clever queen, actually, to be honest. Being through a nice wall, she can have access to everything with that wall. But still, you can see the attack is coming closer and closer. That's why I wanted to show you this hit, because showing you like not using a warden, it's might not be the best value sometimes. So we're gonna move on to the next hit, and I think this was a 99 if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, guys, oh my god, no way it's a 99. But let's move on, man. Let's move on. Now, this space I brought you, I know the defenses like mortars and cannons and like wizard towers are a bit weak, but still the rest of the defenses are maxed, and that is what matters. Like, of course, the Tesla is also weak. I just remembered the Teslas were weak on this base too. But I want to show you the fireball. I want to show you the way that we get this base done and dusted. And even if the cannons and mortars are max level, there would be no difference, to be honest. Like, the game is so weak in defense. So now, look at that fireball, taking down everything in that compartment, and now moving through the space with that blimp. I catch it in a way, so if there was Sam's, we would have gotten it inside the tornado. And look at this, waiting for the goblins, and I think I'm gonna actually clone a few because of the clan castle building. It doesn't matter if you clone goblins, guys, it's fine. It's just that you have one or two less archers in the clone spell, but you will still get the value you're looking for. Sometimes you may not, depending on if goblins just trigger scatter shots. But still, the value I was looking for was double rage towers. I didn't care if you're gonna get like that expo, let's say, because we're gonna sui into that later anyway. So the rage towers are the things that matter because they can get these defenses boosted up, and you can lose a lot of hero HP. So funnel for that ice golem, king and queen with those root riders. We're gonna dive in, spamming everything right into this compartment. I went with this side sui just because we had one expo left. You don't want to drop the champion into the area that has more damage on the back end. Simple as that. King with the Root Riders. I was trying to keep the King ability for longer, but apparently I'm not gonna be able to do that in this attack. I'm gonna funnel these few things with that one barbarian on the lower side. And the moment I realized we are good for a town hall, I dropped the champion because we got enough like value from that super archer, and the heroes are getting their own value to reach the town hall. So the champion on the opposite side will boost you up in time wise if you're doing this attack in a tournament. That is important to be able to do the attacks fast. So king ability, you can see how weak it is. It's a level 14 gauntlet, and it's a level, I think, 13 rage or something. I don't believe I said it correctly, but it's something around those areas. I showed you the screenshots of that levels, but everything is a lot weaker. Like imagine maxed abilities with this strategy. It would be like crazy, but you're already seeing the power, and hopefully you enjoyed it and keep using the strategy if it was your favorite once upon a time. And hopefully I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care. Peace.